Hi, it's Mary Jane Copps, the phone lady, and this is our eighth and final video newsletter that discusses what we learned from our 2025 report on phone and video communication trends. The survey that resulted in this report was done in February of this year. And I'm very grateful to say that we had a 20% response rate to that survey. And so that was 163 respondents. And everyone that received the survey was in sales, in customer service, accounts receivable, or a CEO. And so 54% of the individuals that completed that survey for us had been in their senior management position for more than a decade. So a lot of wisdom collected in this survey that resulted in the report. Now, 92% of the individuals that completed the survey shared that employee inexperience with real time conversations, phone or video, was negatively or somewhat negatively impacting their bottom line. That's a problem that needs a solution. Now, for many of the employees, the inexperience they have is not necessarily being supported with either training or mentoring. And I think one of the reasons this is happening is that all of us, myself included, are comfortable using, are using daily digital communication, right? So the fact that we have someone on our team, someone who, hesitates to connect in real time, but is really good at getting those emails out and maybe even good at getting those responses, we don't necessarily push and say, well, it'd be great if you also had more experience in real time conversations. We want to alter this behavior. We want to identify the people that are struggling with their real time conversations skills and give them support, help them develop those skills. They're not innate. And I think for many generations, we thought they were, but they're not. They have to be developed. It's a challenge to do this, but when we do it, what's going to happen is we're going to have stronger relationships within the workplace, within our teams, with our prospects, and with our customers. And we're also going to see an improvement in our bottom line. Because there's a cost of relying on digital communication. In my coaching work, I have the privilege of working one-on-one with individuals that are starting a business, a small business or a medium-sized business or a startup. And when I meet with them, and even people that are involved in customer service, and when I meet with them and I ask them, well, so, have you followed up on that invoice, on that proposal, on that investor? What I often hear, which drives me crazy, is I sent them a follow-up and they didn't get back to me. And so what happens is we send the email and we think we've done all we need to do because it's gone. I clicked send. I took that thing off my list. That follow-up is done. And if they don't get back to me, oh goodness, this is where the money's being lost. This is where the money's being lost, but not just the money, the stronger relationships, the loyalty, the trust. And it's a problem because the actual statistics for email tell us it's a problem. So these are 2025 statistics on what's happening with email. So most email users are receiving 80.6 emails per day on average, right? 58% check their email first thing in the morning. So that's important. I'll come back to that in a second. 2/3 check their emails on their mobile device, but reply via computer. This is a problem right here because, and I'm guilty of it, if I check an email on my phone and I open it, and depending on how I have my inbox set up, if it's open and I don't hit mark as unread, when I sit at my computer, it's no longer at the top. It's fallen to the very bottom of my inbox. Now, not everybody has their email set up the same way, but normally if we open an email and we leave it open, so we've opened it on our phone and we've left it open, then it's going to in some way get buried. So the fact that we've sent that email doesn't mean the person saw it at the right time to reply. They may have read it and said, oh yeah, I should reply, but they didn't reply on their phone. They waited, they went to their computer to start replying, and it's no longer in sight. So that means it's forgotten because we're all busy. We've talked about that. The average email user has approximately 2 accounts. So again, for customer service especially, and for sales too, if you're going B2C, business to consumer, maybe you're sending it to an email they don't check regularly. So this illusion that you've communicated with them, it's just that, it's an illusion. Now, there are 3 places where emails have the highest response rate or open rate, and that's with faith-based organizations and family and social services. Those 2 places, or 3, faith-based, family services, and social services. They have the highest open rate. The rest of us, the average email open rate is, I'll round it up to 37%. 37%. So our reliance on digital and this illusion that we say, well, I sent it and they haven't replied, they haven't even seen it. They haven't even opened it. And you're walking away from that proposal, from that investor, from solving that issue for that customer. Also, not picking up the phone can cost money. So I'm sharing some stories here that I've collected over the years. One of them, I'm giving you the longer view, and it's in 2019. City of Saskatoon got scammed out of $1.04 million. Now, at the time, they thought they would get most of that money back, but you never know. So someone pretended to be the CFO of Allen Construction. It was a company that was working on the rehabilitation of a bridge. And they requested by email a change of bank account for an upcoming payment. And the staff just did it. They didn't phone to check. They just sent the $1.04 million based on an email to a different account than they had ever paid that company before. A simple phone call to confirm. And the other 2 stories are very similar. A $100,000 loss to the city of Ottawa and a huge loss to MacEwan College in Edmonton of $11.8 million. And again, this was a big construction project. Got an email saying the bank account had changed and accounts payable just sent it to the new bank account. So it isn't just about customer service. It isn't just about sales. It's throughout the health of our companies that we need to think about, when is a real-time conversation valuable, and are my team members comfortable? Can they use those skills? So, does supporting and mentoring communication skills in the workplace actually have an impact? I'm going to show you or share with you some of the feedback we receive at the Phone Lady. So when I'm working with groups or individuals, simply giving them conversation skills, they feel relief from fear and stress. They feel empowered because they feel capable. They are surprised that the shift is relatively quick once they are comfortable with what the skills are. And somebody shared that they felt joy, more than one person, because they're happy that they're finally able to have these conversations with ease, right? They're not feeling stressed. So they have an improved mindset, they have enhanced skills, better results, increased success rates, comfort, confidence, greater human connection because of conversation skills. So, well, that's great that the Phone Lady is able to work with people and get this kind of feedback. My belief is that we all need to think about helping team members get comfortable with real time communication skills, and that it can be part of your legacy with your company to identify those individuals that need mentoring or need training and pitch in and help them develop those skills so that they have that same reaction that I just shared with you. Here's some ideas, right? Certainly be the example. Allow your team members to see that you are making real time conversations a priority. Encourage everybody's participation at meetings. Now, one of the things that I have been called to do a lot this year is start working with teams to help them develop conversation skills that they bring to a meeting, to a trade show, to networking. So I'm still the Phone Lady, but these conversation skills, I'm training them for social reasons and business meeting skills so that everybody's participating. So when you're in a meeting and there are people there that are uncomfortable with conversation, make sure that you help them contribute. Establish communication mentors. You yourself don't have to do it all. You can match people up and say, so and so feeling a bit uncomfortable. I'm going to put the two of you together. You can help each other out to start practicing these conversation skills. Maybe declare an email text-free day or hour or half day where everyone takes the time to have real-time conversations with each other, with prospects, with clients, with customers, with patients, whatever your situation is. And create more social moments where your team members are talking to each other, that they can come together, no specific agenda, practice these conversation skills. We can all contribute to solving this problem that's impacting our bottom line. So thank you so much for your attention this year with these 8 video newsletters. Really appreciate it. We're now going to turn our attention to getting organized for the 2026 report. And you will be hearing from us again probably in March with the report, although you may hear from us in January or February with our request that you complete the survey. Thanks so much, and don't hesitate to get in touch with comments, questions, anything at all. Take care.